The following is the operation briefing for Typhon's children. At 15:30 on the 9th of July, Lieutenant Marcus Tambier returned to friendly lines after his Horsa glider failed to reach its objective, the Pontegrand Bridge spanning the Anepo River in Italy. The lieutenant claims that 11 men survived the crash, but was subsequently attacked and killed by unknown combatants prior to rescue. When found, Lieutenant Tambier was in possession of an animal carcass, which he claimed was responsible for the deaths of 10 armed and alert soldiers. Division Zero intercepted the report and acquired the carcass for study, noting several telltale deformities that they believe indicate the presence of an active and aggressive supernatural artifact. Aerial reconnaissance has determined that the likely location of the artifact is the village of Voluka near the bridge. FireTeam Zero is to locate and neutralize the artifact before it can contaminate the region.
Alright everybody, we're back for some more FireTeam Zero. What do you think? Pretty cool stuff. Loving this game. This is Doug Mystic Guy, Board Game Geek, bringing you episode 3 of our playthrough of FireTeam Zero, a squad tactics and horror board game where we are currently on a mission, and you've watched that, I imagine, probably more than once at this point, where we are attempting to cross a bridge that is out, so we're looking for the ferry that will help us get there and cross the bridge, so that we can get to a town where we're suspecting there's some things going on. And we have uncovered these deformed, what we thought were deformed animals, but appear to be worse than that. We're trying to collect some samples so that we can discover them, while at the same time trying to repair the ferry so we can get downriver. Okay, we're going to continue on. We have our characters, Abe, Sarge Griffin, and Shadro Rat Decatur. Our Sarge is a leader, and Rat is a close combat specialist. He's the one that's going to be trying, hopefully gathering most of the samples, but we'll have to see. Well, let's get right at it and start. I don't believe I had any corrections for last turn. And again, I'm not going to profess to play this strategically. This is a learning session for all of us, so well, I'll try to play it strategically. Don't know if I'll be successful. I've kind of split up our group. Don't know if that's a good idea. We'll have to find out, but let's continue on. Okay, the first thing that we do is we have to start our tactics phase, which is where we're going to first pass, well, let's see. Yeah, we're going to determine the start player. So the start player token is going to move from Abe to Rat, and then we're going to play a tactical response. I don't think we're going to do that yet. I have one in my hand. It's this one. The attack is Reaper. It's a massive hand-to-hand attack, but the tactical response is roll 4 attack dice against each monster in your sector. Sector meaning the board that we're on. Inflicting damage for any brawl hits rolled and ignoring its resistance. Each time you kill one, you may move to its location. So that might be interesting. I've thought about that, and there's 3 of them actually in our sector. But we want to keep our guy around with us so we can collect samples. It says if we don't figure out, so if a monster is killed in Henry's location, well, Henry is actually our arcane specialist who's with us. He's not a fighter. We have to take him with us and do our thing. So I don't think I'm going to play that, but we are going to then refresh our hands. So we're not going to have a tactical response, which means both of our characters are going to get to draw their action cards. And Rat going first, he's got all of his, so he doesn't have to draw any. Abe, however, is going to draw 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and we'll take a look at what those are. And they've only got 16, so they're going to cycle through these quite a bit, because you add to them, one of the ways they gain experience basically is by adding these cards adding additional cards to their decks based on the scenario on that. So we got center mass, and it's also a reaction, hey ugly. Play when a monster moves or attacks to make its target you if possible. I don't know if I like that, but we'll see. I'm sure we'll have tactical reasons to play that. Scatter shot, play before a minion activates to prevent all minions in that location from moving but not attacking. Well, that's not helpful to us either right now. Command Decision and Center Mass. That's another Center Mass card. But you notice it's interesting, the Center Mass cards do have different reactions on them. So this is stuff that happens when we get a reaction. These are attacks. Now, we also have, as part of this tactical phase, get to remove this miasmic chill, which was causing us a problem, making it so Sarge could not use his improvisation, which allows him to swap bullet attack. You may resolve it as if it was a brawl attack, which he definitely wants to do because these guys explode on us. So this is now discarded because that was also part of the tactics phase. If you see that, it says, place this card on top of your focus cards. You may not use your focus abilities while you have it at the start of the tactical phase. Discard this card, and that is right now. So we have completed the tactical phase, and we are going to move on to the hero phase, where our heroes get to take our action, their actions rather, and we're going to get to start with Rat. One thing I'll notice is you can see over here, these tiles are very glary. If I'm right at them, they're okay, but if at the angles, they get pretty glary. Whatever they were coated with. Sorry for that. Even with all my cool new lighting, I cannot stop the glare. I've altered them a couple of times, but at least the tile we're focused on is not glary when we're looking at it. Anyway, we got Rat here. It's not a fault of the tiles. If you're playing the game, you can see them just fine. It's just through the camera. This is Rat. I love his miniature, by the way. So cool looking. Anyway, it costs us only 1 to move into here, which is what we're going to do. So he's going to move into here. He's taking, for his move action, he's taking Henry with him so that they can collect samples. And then he's going to do something. Now, he doesn't want to attack too much. He's probably going to use up close and personal with 3 dice. Now, remember, we only need 2. Well, we need 3 total points to take one of these guys out. So I think we're going to do up close and personal, but we're not going to do anything more devastating, because if we do too much damage, let me tell you why. On this acquire samples, when we're trying to acquire samples, it says if we do more than 1 excess damage, see right here, location by an attack, flicking place an intel, but we have to do no more than 1 excess damage to place an intel token on this card. So we don't want to do too much, so I think we're definitely going to play that. We are going to play 1 up close and personal card. It's going to give us 3 dice, and I'm not too hip on what the dice are going to do for us yet as in regards to this. They have multiple symbols on them, so there is one that gives, as you can see, the fists are there's one that gives 2 fists, but most of them are just 1. And since we're going to be using 3 dice, I have a suspicion we might go over, but I'm going to try and be careful and not do that. So here's our dice bowl, guys, and here's the card that we're going to be using right there. I also got up on the screen for you. We're going to roll 3 dice. Hopefully we get exactly 3 or 4 at worst case hits, fist hits. Well, it looks like we did succeed at not going too far over. We got 2, 3, 4 fists, right? And the monster, as you can see, requires 2 hits, but he's got a 1 defense against the brawl attack. So that means we needed 3, and we did not go 1 over, so we succeeded. We took out this enemy, so we get to remove him from the board, and okay, we get to place one of the intel tokens. By the way, that is what this means. I mentioned this. I think I mentioned this last time. I'm not sure, but this is these are the intel tokens that we have here. So we need 3 to succeed at this mission, and we have our very first one. Boom. That is good. Okay, and that's basically his turn. He doesn't get any further actions. So basically, it does say here, let me just look at the specialist. So he does have a special ability I want to share with you. This is Henry. It says, if you're within range 1 of the specialist, you may re-roll an attack die. I got to remember that, because I forgot about that, but that was good. Okay, so we're going to then discard the up close and personal card that Rat used. He's not in any imminent threat, and he is on a spawn point with no monsters, so no monsters will spawn on top of him. That is good. You can see that here. So he's got this. Now we are in a spot of trouble with our other guy, our leader here. But let's talk about what we're going to do with him. Now keep in mind, if we get to, and he's over here, you can see him too. He's got a monster in his space and 1 bearing down on him. So he's going to get attacked at the end of this turn. I don't think he can take out both of them. But and he just wants to kill them. He's not. So we definitely need to keep some reaction cards around. I'm trying to decide. We got 2 of these center mass cards. Let me show you. So, and remember, we can use these like brawls because of his improvisational skill. And let's see. It says play when a monster. I'm looking at the reactions to see which one's better. Play when an ally performs an attack action. Nope. Play when a monster moves or attacks to make it target you. Okay, that's going to happen anyway. Play before a minion or elite attacks to prevent it from attacking. We may have to. Okay, we do have a way. Body slam. We do have a way to keep him from attacking us. So I think we're going to play center mass. And last time I played 2, and it was way overkill. So I'm not going to take a risk of running through all of our dice, our cards, because we might need them to defend ourselves with. But we're going to hit that one. We are going to use center mass. Now, center mass is a ranged attack card that you can see. However, because of the his special ability, it won't act as if it was a ranged attack card. Okay, so we have our dice here, 3 dice. We're looking for bullets on this one. I think it says when you perform a bullet attack, you may resolve it as a brawl attack. Resolving it, I don't think that changes what we're targeting on the dice. I just believe that means that it won't act as if it was a bullet attack. So what do we get? Well, again, I'm glad I didn't overkill that. In either way, we would have killed it. We got 6 bullets. We definitely blew this guy to smithereens. Boom! He is gone. Unfortunately, we don't get to collect samples with that character. And he has not moved yet, so we're going to get to move as well. Remember, you can attack and move, or move and attack, or I think you can even split. I'll have to look. I believe you can even split your attack and move one and then attack and then move again, if you can. Now, we can't, but we do get to move. And I don't know if this matters because it's not, well, they do make a ranged attack, actually. Yeah, so I think we're going to move here because that gives us cover. Let's take a look at what cover does for us here. Cover. It says any ranged attack targeting a location identified as cover terrain has its attack strength reduced by 1 die to a minimum of 0. So he's moved into that building to gain cover. He's taken Patrick Cake Walensky with him. Patrick is a psychic specialist, and he can do remote viewing, which means we can, if he's adjacent to us, to any of. So I got to try and move our team in a way that, like, we could have down south with Rat could have explored that token had Henry Patrick rather been within 1 space of them. So that's kind of, it seems wasteful. Got to learn how to do this tactically better. We'll see. Anyway, we have killed 2 monsters. We have moved into cover, and that is our turn. So that is the hero action phase. Now we're going to go to the threat phase, which is where all the bad stuff happens. First things first, we're going to advance our threat track. We have not added a twist to our beasties yet, but we will next turn, it seems. And then we're going to activate our monsters. Now, that's every monster on the board is going to activate, and you saw how that happened last time, so I'm just going to do it, not explain it. So when you activate a monster, you move him first. So he's going to move into here. He's going to roll a die. Okay, he got an extra movement, but he didn't need it. And the reason, I guess the reason for that is if you roll your special, that could be really bad for us. And then he's going to attack, but Abe is going to prevent that. And he's going to use, since grenades are not going to be horribly effective in this scenario, he's going to use this. And it says, play before a minion or elite attacks to prevent it from attacking. Take 1 unblockable damage. So you can prevent it from, that seems easy. Well, he's only going to take, well, he could take multiple damage if there's multiple hits. So he's saying we're going to take 1 hit and prevent all the rest, or we can roll the dice. I think we'll do this. We're going to discard that. I believe that's how it works, but we can't stop the damage. So we're going to have to get rid of 1 of the card. That's how this works, right? You get rid of a card. And I think we're going to get rid of this one, Knuckle Dusters, and play before a minion activates to prevent all minions in that location from moving but not attacking. That one doesn't seem like that's all that useful since we have to draw them into close combat in a lot of cases. So we'll get rid of this one as well. But we did effectively use the other card to only do 1 point damage. So we only have 2 cards in our hand, but that's okay. That's the only attack that we're likely to receive this round. That is good. So Abe did okay there. And now we're going to move on. Now we got another monster to move. I guess so when you do them, it doesn't matter really, I guess. When you move, says, move your monsters, then roll for activation. could trigger special ability and resolve the monster's attack. I think you don't skip back and forth between monsters. You do it all at once. It would make sense. Okay. So I was concerned we are gonna get attacked again. It looks like, because he's gonna get to move 2 to here, and then roll a die. See what he gets. Oh, he got a special ability. Let's see what that does. So the corrupted animal special attack range is increased by 1. That doesn't matter. Now remember, they do explode. Let's see if Rat has anything that he can help to prevent this from happening. He's got, let's see, navigation. Play when an ally is moving. Nope. Play when an ally is moving to allow. Nope. Play when before minion or elite attacks to prevent it from attacking. Okay, hamstring. So he's going to play his hamstring card and just prevent it from attacking. That way he won't get hit. Yeah, that's good, right? Okay, we're going to do that. Boom, done. He is no longer being attacked by that creature. All right, that is going to be the end, though, of that the the activation part of the threat phase. Now we're going to spawn some monsters. Okay, we have 2 monsters in our spawn pool. Let's see where they pop up. 11. So that is, well, that's interesting. It's going to be right down here in the corner. We got to get Rat out of this. They're going to keep getting attacked there, and they won't be able to turn this token over, which is not cool. And then this one's going to appear in 8. Where is 8? I'm looking around the board. Hold on just a moment. I'll find it, I promise. Woo, where's it going? Holy crikey. It's going right here. Now, I do think that is okay, because it says when you're spawning, we look at that. I think because there is a monster there, we do spawn there. Now, if there's no monster there and just heroes, then we don't spawn. But I'm going to double check that just to be sure. Yeah, threat phase, monster movement. We got that. Monster attacks. Securing the spawn point. Any location containing at least 1 active hero and no monsters is secured against monster spawning. So, yes, there are now 2 monsters in that space. This is going to be a rough go. We need to get our other guys up there to help in some way. Okay, that is going to end this turn. I think we'll continue on. We'll do one more since that didn't take too long. We're going to go back to our tactics phase. First thing that happens in our tactics phase is the turn order token goes back up to Sarge. Then Sarge is going to get to draw up his hand again. He's only got 2 cards, so he's going to get 1, 2, and 3. Okay, let's see what he gets. Well, he's got lots of pump actions, center mass. I'm hoping we're going to be able to help. Well, I don't know how we're going to help him. We might have to. We'll see. We'll see what the cards do for us. And then we're going to draw up 2 more cards for Shad, or Rat rather, and see what he gets. He gets point blank. Yeah, he may have to do some of these things. We'll see. Okay. That is, we also, man, I got to remember this. Once per round, you may reduce the damage inflicted to you by a brawl attack to 0. But these guys don't have a brawl attack, unfortunately. It is a ranged attack. Okay. So, that is the tactics phase. Now we get to go to our hero phase, and Abe gets to go first. I need to think about this, because I got to help Rat out in some way. Okay, I do think I know what we're going to do. It's not the most efficient thing to do in the world, but we're going to play another center mass. Now remember, because of his improvisation ability, it will not count as a ranged attack, but it does do 3 dice. So we're going to play that. We're going to attack this bad guy right here. I think I'm just going to roll the dice on the table, because things are crowded right there. Okay, let's see what we get. Well, okay, 4, bam. He got 4. Remember, this thing takes 2 hits. And 1 defense against 1 brawl attack or range attack in this case, whichever. I think it'd be ranged. Yeah, it would be, and that would mean it's 3 hits. But we're treating it as a brawl for the sake of, yeah, brawl attack with the same attack strength and range. So yeah, boom. So wait a sec. See, here's where I start to question myself on this. It says when you perform a bullet attack, you may resolve it as a brawl attack with the same attack strength and range. Does that? But the thing I'm not sure. Does that mean you use these symbols, the brawl symbols, or the bullet symbols? I've been playing it. Use the bullet symbols. Tell me if I'm wrong, because I'm going to kill this thing. Boom. But if I have to use see, in this case, if I had to use the brawl symbols, I would not have killed it. But I'm going to say it's dead. We killed that. We don't get anything for that, unfortunately. And that uses up his other center mass card. And then, I know this doesn't seem like it's going to be helpful, but it will be. They're going to take a move to here, placing them squarely in that spot right there, which will be next to our heroes right here, which I think will help next turn when he can shoot in that space or even move and attack in that space. I was hoping to split the characters up so they could get to the objectives faster, but you saw what happened when I did that. It didn't work out very well. But that was the end of Sarge's turn. So he killed something and moved on. Now we got to go to Rat. What's he gonna do? Well, he's got two creatures in his space. He can't stop them both. But what we can do, we can't play our tactical response because we already we had drawn cards, so we could not have done that. We might be able to do it next turn. Play when movement is allowed to move one additional space ignoring terrain. That's interesting, not helpful to us. And remember, we don't want to overkill this thing, so we got to be very careful. I need a melee attack. Well, I guess, but yeah, I wanted to keep this navigation, but we're going to have to use this up close and personal again, so we don't do a ranged attack. So we're going to play that. Well, not again. It's a different version of that card, but you know what I mean. Okay, so we're going to play that one, and he's going to roll then 3 dice. He needs brawling hits, and he's only going to be able to kill one of them, and he's going to get attacked. Well, he actually barely succeeded, got 3 exactly, which is what he needs. The good news is that gives us our second of 3 samples to complete that objective, which is awesome. And that means that we have killed one of these, but that means that there's still one in the space. Now, I need to check on something, because can you do a search action when there's a monster there? And the reason I ask is because now that Patrick Walensky is nearby, and it says here, because he's using his remote viewing, if you're within range 1 of this specialist, you may perform a search action as a free action. So that would allow us to search that spawn point, but I'm going to look that up real quick. I'll be right back. Sadly, no, it must be free of monsters. So he cannot search that space, which means we're going to go on to the threat phase. This lovely fellow, actually, we have one more thing to do before that. Hold on. Oh, bad news, people. Boom! We get to draw our first twist. This will be the first one we've seen. Poisonous Respiration, Children of Typhon. That's what we're playing. The hand size of all heroes is reduced by 1. All heroes must immediately discard down to the size. Wow, that was really terrible. Wow. I wonder if all the rest of them are that bad. So we're going to have to reduce our hand by 1. I guess I'll get rid of one of these pump action cards for our leaders. So now we're going to have hands of 4 instead of hands of 5. That seems like that could be really tough for us long term. And we're going to get rid of this bullseye one. Well, we'll get rid of one of the point blanks. He's got 2 for Rat, and that means we'll get rid of, we got rid of a point blank card. So we got rid of those cards. That bites, and that is the... Wow, that was really rough. Okay, now let's go back to the board for the monster activations. Now, this one is definitely in there to attack. It doesn't need to move or anything, so we're just going to have it roll to see. And it actually gets nothing special, so it's just going to do its normal attacks of 2 dice. And it's got 2, it's looking for bullets to hit. And let me check on the cards briefly. Nope, those are just... Rat does not have anything to prevent damage right now. Abe does not have anything to prevent damage right now either. It does say play at the end of your turn to let all allies in your location draw a card, but that's already, his turn is already passed. So we're just going to have to live with it. We're going to draw 2 cards, or roll 2 dice rather, and see what happens. Boom. Well, he got hit twice, so that means that we're going to give up these 2 cards right here. And he's still up. So he did not get knocked down. He avoided the attack. And that was good. Now, we still have another monster nearby. I tell you, I don't think we're going to get a reprieve here. He's going to move 1, 2. Let's see what happens. And he got a special. Oh, so he's not going to move any further, but he's going to attack Rat again. Uh-oh, this is bad news. We have no way to prevent this from happening. Let's see what happens here. 2 again. So what does that mean? Well, guys, this could be bad for us. I think that this went from running along pretty smoothly to taking a terrible turn for the worst. We lose our card that I was trying to hold on to, so 1, but we took 2 hits, right? And he has no way to prevent... Oh, wait a second. If you're in range 1 of this specialist, you may re-roll. Oh, that's an attack die. That doesn't help us. Okay. He gets knocked down. Now, what does that mean? It means that we have now flipped over our lucky token, and if we get another hero that gets knocked down before we get to flip that back, and we only get to flip that back by uncovering an objective or a card that allows us to do that, then we lose the game. So this could be really short for us. Not good. Okay, now we got to do some spawns, though. Okay, we got these two guys here to spawn. Let's see where they go. Hopefully far, far away. I don't know if you can see that, but it's an 11. Okay, that is not far, far away. Basically, our luck continues to go against us. With all this other stuff across, like so far away from the board, it would take a monster 3 turns to get there. They're spawning right on top of us. Okay, we got one more to roll. Okay, so not right on top of us, but close enough where they can get to us in the same turn. So we rolled a 12 for this one. Where is 12 go? Oh, of course, right here, yeah. So, yeah, we are set up to get devastated, as these are going to rush in and attack us again and again and again. We are not, think about it, if we got a 9, which is way up in the top corner, it would take a couple of rounds to get to us, we'd have a little bit of a reprieve. But we're not getting it. A 7, a 10, those are all so far, 3. We could roll a whole bunch of numbers that are far away, but we're not doing that. So, that is very, very bad for us. Now we got a knockdown hero. So, odds are we're going to lose my first game of this. The way it's looking right now. Hopefully we can recover, because I think we're just going to be under complete, utter assault, constant assault at this point. Right now we got all 3. Every monster that's spawned or on the board is within attack range. Literally within attack range. So we are in bad, bad shape. That's going to put 3 monsters on our 2 heroes. And no real way to stop them before they get there, I think. Well, I mean, we got cards that, long range cards, that can take them out at range. But not far enough. It's just not cool. And we have to stand up our guy in the next round. So we're going to leave it with this awesome cliffhanger. We're in trouble. We're in trouble. Already. Turn 3. Okay, well, it's just turn 4. Alright, guys. Well, we'll talk to you soon. I hope you're enjoying this playthrough. This was tougher than I thought it was going to be. Usually these first scenarios aren't that hard, but we just got whooped. So, thanks for watching. Pardon for the background noise. My children are being outrageously noisy outside of my office. So, talk to you soon, and I will see you in the next episode.